What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be looking at my top 5 prospect rankings for the first round, or the power rankings for the first round. And we are also going to be looking at what Kelly Stafford had to say about Matthew Stafford potentially wanting out of Detroit. Let's get it started. So the Kelly Stafford part is going to be coming after this part, so it'll kind of cut to that, so just keep that in mind. And first, we're going to be looking at my power rankings for the top 5 prospects in the first round. There will be some rules with that, but the first thing I want you guys to do is make sure you enter my giveaway. I'm going to be giving away either Pistons tickets, the DoseOfDion merch, or both combined. Yes, you could be getting both. And imagine how awesome that would be, all right? Now, there's a couple of rules. One, if you win, you must, if it's Pistons tickets, take a picture there. You don't have to take a picture of yourself unless you get DoseOfDion merch with it. If you get DoseOfDion merch with the Pistons tickets, you must take a picture of just the DoseOfDion merch and the game or yourself wearing it, because you know what I'm saying, like, and send it to me, because that'd be really cool to see. So if you guys want to join that, if you guys want to get in the chance to win, it's free. All you got to do is click the subscribe button right now. I will be checking. Click that sub button, all right? And make sure you like every single video I've ever posted. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to do that part, but clicking the sub button is the way you have to do it. And just comment done. That's all it takes. Now, oh, and share this video. That'd be really nice. You don't have to do that, but I would appreciate it, because then other people can join. I know you don't want other people to join, but come on, man. Anyways, that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to cut to the Kelly Stafford part in a second. But first off, we are going to be looking at my top 5 prospect rankings, or power rankings for prospects. Now, there's a couple of things that go into this. One, it's not on where we're picking them, because some of these guys, say for example, I throw in Jerry Jeudy. I'm not saying we take him at 3. I'm saying we trade back and still get him. So that would be a guy you trade back for. Don't worry about where you would take them necessarily, but more what kind of need it fills for us. So, for example, some of these players you may trade back for because it really wouldn't make sense to take them at 3. However, they fill out a big need that are getting bigger, and we'll continue to do this, I think, like once a week. That way, as the offseason goes on, we're going to have different needs come up. For example, if a whole bunch of linebackers are getting signed and re-signed, and there's just not a lot of options for us in free agency, linebacker is going to be a huge need in the draft, so that player is going to move up the power rankings. So that's what you'll see. And there's a couple of things that happened recently that are going to change how these power rankings are, so just keep in mind these will probably change every week. So if your favorite player is not on here, or he's at number 5, and you're like, oh no, I want him to draft him, keep in mind he might be at number 1 the very next week. So let's get started. All right, coming in at number 1, we're going to start top to bottom. The highest player on the power rankings is still Chase Young. I don't think I can move Chase Young yet. Not yet. There's some other guys that I'm really considering putting over Chase Young for this, and it's not because Chase Young is the best player, you know, because I do feel like some of these other guys you could trade back. I just think Chase Young fills out a lot of needs and helps us a lot. I don't think our secondary is going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect if you can get a lot of pressure, and that's what Chase Young gives you. He also takes pressure off of Trey Flowers, which allows him to make more plays. He takes pressure off of DeBunked, and with edge rusher being one of our biggest needs and how bad we were getting to the quarterback, I feel like Chase Young may be able to give us some of what Nick Bosa gave the San Francisco 49ers, and if he gives us any of that, obviously that's great, because the 49ers went from this to that. They went from bottom to the top, and maybe a guy like Chase Young could do that for the Detroit Lions, so he comes in at number 1, and maybe next week he won't be at number 1, because who's coming in at number 2? Maybe a surprise. It is Derrick Brown. Again, don't think of it as we have to take him at 3. If we trade back to 5 and get Derrick Brown, that's perfect. Derrick Brown's at number 2 now for a few reasons. One reason, we got rid of Snacks Harrison. We cut Snacks Harrison. I wanted us to do this, so don't think it's like I'm mad about it now all of a sudden. No, I wanted us to do this. I wasn't exactly sure if the Detroit Lions would cut Snacks Harrison, but now that they have, it becomes even more of a need. Also, we have not re-signed A'Shawn Robinson, which I believe he will not be here, so that's even more of a need. And to go along with that, Chris Jones has been franchise tagged, so it takes away one of your best options in free agency, which makes it a tougher market to go get some of the other defensive tackles. And obviously, Chris Jones isn't there, which really stinks because he was so good. Either way, this is a really big need for us, and it's climbing up the leaderboards, and I couldn't keep Derrick Brown out at number 2. He had potential to be number 1. Derrick Brown, he come in at number 2 for now. Fills out a huge need. He'd be cheaper than a lot of these other free agents because he's a rookie. He'd be on the rookie deal. He's obviously very young, and he fills out probably our biggest need. So Derrick Brown does come in at number 2. Hopping in number 3, we have a tie. I'm sorry. We have a tie at 3 and 4, and I had to. I didn't know what else to do. I'm tying between Isaiah Simmons and Jeffrey Okudah. I still feel like both of these positions you could fill out in free agency, especially the cornerback maybe a little bit more now because Byron Jones has become available. However, the cornerback and the linebacker position are still very big needs for us, and both of these guys are so good. I don't know who to pick over the other yet. Maybe next week it'll change when we learn a little bit more. But right now, I got to have them tied. Jeffrey Okudah fills out a huge need, obviously. If we keep Darius Slay, he could be our number 2 cornerback and really give us maybe one of our best cornerback duos we've ever had. We haven't really ever had a good cornerback across from Darius Slay, so that'd be something new. Also, if Darius Slay is gone, we need a replacement. And if we don't get that replacement in free agency, then Jeffrey Okudah could be that option once again on a cheap deal in the draft. And he's probably the best cornerback without a doubt in this draft. I don't even think you can compare anybody to what Jeffrey Okudah Okudah is in the cornerback class coming out of this draft. So Jeffrey Okudah and Isaiah Simmons tie. Isaiah Simmons fills out one of our biggest needs once again. He does so many different things. It's hard to make him any lower than this because he just does everything. I'm cornerback, linebacker. I mean, all the needs that we have, he can do everything. He can get pressure. Isaiah Simmons is the dog. He does it all, and he ties with Jeffrey Okudah for this week. Maybe next week one of these guys will be number 1. Maybe next week one of these guys won't be on here. I'm not sure. They tie for 3 and 4. So finally, coming in number 5 spot is probably the biggest surprise. You guys, I didn't warn you, but I'll warn you. There's a big surprise on this list. At number 5, we have, from the thumbnail, Tristan Wirfs. Okay, now everybody calm down. Tristan Wirfs, what? Tristan, how? First of all, this doesn't have to be taking him at 3, so relax, all right, chill. I know some of y'all Tua fans thought I was going to say Tua, get out of here with that. No, I'm not saying we're taking him at 3, but trading back and getting Tristan Wirfs, I think is a growing need for us to get a guy like this. Now, I'm not saying we have to take him in the first round. I mean, I think in the second round, you can get some really good players. I think in the second round, you're looking at guys like Cesar Ruiz. Third round, you're looking at guys like Tyler Biadasz, who could eventually be the next Graham Glasgow. So there's a lot of options later in the draft. I'm not saying we have to, but I think this is more for the Lions power rankings. For the Lions right now, for first round prospects, I think Tristan Wirfs is growing up the board. Not only has he been a really good prospect through this whole time, but after what we've seen him do at the combine, his athletic ability, which is probably the most athletic lineman coming into the draft, with the fact that we need an offensive lineman, probably going to need a guard because it looks like we're going to let Graham Glasgow walk, so that automatically adds to right guard as maybe one of our biggest needs. Tackle could already use an upgrade with Rick Wagner. You're getting a guy in Tristan Wirfs, and we love versatility, right? That's our thing, Lions. So we're versatile. Matt Patricia, we're versatile. Okay, really? Who's the most versatile offensive lineman? Well, I would say Tristan Wirfs is definitely one of them, and he's not versatile like, oh, I can do it, you know what I mean? He's one of the best linemen you'll find in this year's draft. Absolutely dominant, plays right guard, he can play tackle, he can do everything and fill out a lot of our needs here at the offensive line spot. If the Lions want to protect Matthew Stafford and make sure that their franchise quarterback doesn't go down again, offensive line could be an increasingly big need, and I thought it'd be just a little fun to put Tristan Wirfs on here. We've never put Tristan Wirfs on anything, so you know what? I'm doing it. All right, Tristan Wirfs comes in at number 5. Let me know what your power rankings look like, and yeah, I'm going to cut to my other clip where I'm talking and showing you guys the Instagram stuff with Kelly Stafford and how Matthew Stafford, maybe he wants out of Detroit, debunking that basically. And again, if you guys want to join in the potential chance of winning DoseOfDion merch and or Pistons tickets, make sure you click subscribe, click the like button, and comment down below done. We're going to be reacting to this article, which pretty much is shutting down all of the Matthew Stafford talk. There's been a lot of Matthew Stafford talk this offseason. I don't think there's been this much Matthew Stafford talk in an offseason maybe ever. This is ridiculous, but I did want to react to this article and kind of show you guys how they have basically shut this down. I'm sorry if my lips look like they're popping out. I know it's because I put some Carmex on, so you know how that is. That's some good stuff. Anyways, I would like to say before we get into the video, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. Now, you guys can go vote in the community on what you want me to give away. I'm either going to be giving away some Dose of Dion merch, or I'm going to be giving away Pistons tickets. Obviously, the Lions aren't in season right now, so I can't give away no Lions tickets. I would. So, Pistons tickets or Lions merch. You guys can let me know in the comments below. I thought Pistons made sense because they're both Detroit, and there's probably a lot of Pistons fans. So, yeah, we'll do that. Anyways, we're going to be reacting to this article, and this is, I'm not sure who put this out, actually. It's by Jordan. Wow, I can't read. Jordan Dahani? I don't know. Anyways, he kind of put an end with this article to everything. If you guys haven't seen Kelly Stafford's Instagram recently, you go follow Kelly Stafford on Instagram if you have it. Matthew Stafford doesn't have an Instagram, so she kind of just talks for him. And she kind of put an end to it, not only her, but also Matthew Stafford's agent, apparently. So let's read through this, and let's please be done with Matthew Stafford talk. Let me just say actually really quickly, some of this can be used as a smoke screen, but I do think some people are starting to kind of make up rumors, and some people think, hey, where the smoke is fired, something actually happened. I really don't, and let's see what they have to say here. I haven't read through all of this, but it says there has been plenty of talk this offseason about the Detroit Lions are going to do at the quarterback position after a second straight injured, riddled season, losing Payne. Well, the year before he was injured, but he played, so there were rumors that the Lions could consider moving Matthew Stafford. Earlier this month, we saw Bernie. He indicated that the Lions were looking to move Stafford, and trade talks concerning Detroit Lions signal color been underway for a couple of weeks. Shortly after, Lions GM refuted the report, saying 100% false. We heard him say 100% false, not true, all this stuff, all of the above, a lot. So first off, it was Bob Quinn that was like, nah, this is not true. I don't know who's putting this out, this is fake. Then on Friday, an original report was flipped on its head as Michael Silver from the NFL Network, he said this. He said that there are some general managers and coaches around the league that believe Stafford wants out. Well, to me here, maybe they do believe that, but that's not really like meaning that Stafford does want out. Okay, like if I believe the Browns are trash and next year they win the Super Bowl, it has nothing to do with what the Browns are. It's not like, oh yeah, we are trash because he said we're trash. Maybe that's just my belief. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really mean a lot there. But with that report coming out, we saw Stafford's wife, Kelly Stafford, who was active on social media. They're talking about Instagram. And maybe they'll show some of the posts here. I'm hoping they do. Okay, here's the first post. Matthew Stafford's wife on rumors that he wants to trade. So you can do this on Insta. You can put like songs over a picture. So she put a picture of him with a tiger symbol, and then it says P. Diddy, Black Rob, Mark Curry. That's who's singing this song. All right, we ain't going nowhere. So you're like, nah, we ain't going nowhere. All right. You know, we like Detroit, and there was a lot of stuff about this because earlier we saw Kelly Stafford go on Instagram. She was like, hey, look, here's the top 5 destinations that we would go to, and one of them was like L.A. I think at that point, they were kind of tired of all the rumors because I didn't think the Lions were backing them up at that, but they weren't, like, refuting them right away. So they were like, all right, seriously, if y'all are just going to make up all these rumors, maybe, you know what, we will leave. And that was almost like a threat more than anything, I feel like. And then the Lions got right on it after that. I feel like, you know, they definitely knew that stuff was happening because they got right on it. Bob Quinn was saying everything was 100% false. Then you see Matt Patricia, like, nah, this is comical. This stuff is, somebody just has a lot of free time. And I think you could definitely get away with a lot of reports that for a little bit they seem real and then, you know, they could be fake. Like, for example, whoever said that they were shopping Matthew Stafford, I could probably put out a report. I'm not saying I would ever do this. That was fake. And it would probably last for a little bit until people are like, hey man, I can't figure out where you're getting this from. Then all of a sudden people will be like, nah, this dude, I can't trust him anymore. You don't want to do that because you're untrustworthy. Then I would never do that. Okay, trust me, I would never do that. But that's what, I mean, I think you could get away with it for a little while, right? It says hours after the original report, Silver then said that he spoke to Stafford's agent, Tom Condon. Okay, this is the guy that put out the report that teams thought, that GMs and coaches thought that Matthew Stafford wants out of Detroit, who confirmed Stafford does not want out of Detroit. So what the heck are you doing here, man? Silver, come on, Silver. I don't know a lot about you, Silver. My man, first off, Silver makes a report that he thinks that other GMs and coaches want Stafford out. Then he speaks to Stafford's agent, and he confirms Stafford does not want out of Detroit. So he's like stirring up the pot for no reason, all right? Everybody's freaking out, and they shouldn't be. They should not be freaking out, okay? So calm down. It says the chatter among coaches and general manager appears to have no ring of truth. Come on, man. Like, people are just doing stuff. Is that really that boring of an offseason? It says Stafford played in 8 games. He threw for, you know, he was on pace for 5,000 pass yards. All right, we don't need to go all through this. It says with Lions sitting at number 3, Detroit could still entertain a quarterback. And look, I'm all good for the smoke screens that we want to take a quarterback. But, like, come on, man. Y'all making false reports because they're false because then you try to back it up hours later and it comes to be that it's not true at all. Like, come on, man. What are y'all doing? And then Kelly Stafford has been on Instagram. She always goes on Instagram. It's kind of cool. I like that. But I thought I would just point that out. Stafford ain't going nowhere. All right, we can relax. I know this may be like a kind of a lost cause at this point. I thought we were done talking about this. That Matthew Stafford like wants out of Detroit and we're trying to trade him. Now, does that mean we might not take a quarterback? It's a smoke screen. I don't know how many Dolphins are watching. The Dolphins GM could be watching this. I gotta keep quiet. But anyways, I did want to point this out that, hey, man, we're not trying to trade him. He doesn't want out of Detroit. All right, Matthew Stafford loves Detroit. Like I've said before, he could just leave Detroit if he wanted to, but he doesn't want to leave Detroit. All right, this dude loves playing here. If he hated Detroit, why would he keep coming back when he started? Why would he play with a broken back? Why? For what? You know what I mean? Like, we aren't even good. What are you doing? So, Matthew Stafford not trying to leave Detroit, and I thought I would just point this out in this. So, again, let me know in the comments below what I should be giving away. If you guys want to enter the giveaway, there will be a few things to go with it. So, I will tell you guys what that is. I don't know if I'm going to do that this video or not because I don't know. One thing you have to do, though, I do have a couple of rules to join. One thing you have to do is subscribe. I'm just saying, hey, I will check. You got to subscribe. So, you know, if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can join. It's easy. It's free. It's free, and you can win something that's not free, but potentially really cool. Like, you go to a Pistons game, or you can win some, like, come on, this is DoseOfDion merch. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, DoseOfDion merch is, I'm wearing it. This is clean. You guys can check out the shop link in the description. Anyways, I appreciate all of you guys for stopping in. Thank you, Pride, for watching, and I'm out.